After 10 long years of war, Troy finally burned beneath the night sky. Among the victorious Greeks stood Odysseus, king of Ithaca, clever and brave, but victory did not bring peace. A longer journey was about to begin. Across the dark sea, Odysseus dreamed only of home. Odysseus gathered his men and set sail from the ruins of Troy. The winds carried them into a world ruled by gods and monsters. Every wave seemed to whisper a warning. Still, the Greek ships pushed forward, chasing the hope of home. Odysseus and his weary crew reached a strange and golden shore. The island seemed peaceful, filled with flowers, music, and smiling strangers bearing gifts. But among the blossoms lay the lotus, a fruit sweet enough to make men forget home. They laughed, rested, and dreamed beneath the sunset, no longer wishing to sail. Odysseus saw the danger and refused the island's gentle spell. With sorrow and strength he dragged his enchanted men back toward the ships. And so the black ships fled the lotus shore, carrying Odysseus once more toward home. Odysseus led his men inland, searching for food and shelter. At the mouth of a cave, the sailors hesitated. Then the earth shook beneath a terrible footstep. A giant appeared, one-eyed and monstrous. His name was Polyphemus, the Cyclops. The cave entrance was sealed by a stone no man could move. The sailors realized they had entered a prison. Polyphemus mocked them, laughing at gods and men alike. The monster feasted and terror filled the cave, but Odysseus began to form a desperate plan. He offered the Cyclops wine, sweet and powerful. Polyphemus drank deeply, unaware of the trap. Soon, the monster collapsed into a drunken sleep, and in that lie, hope began to glow. The Greeks heated a sharpened stake until it burned red hot. With all their strength, they drove it into the Cyclops' eye. Polyphemus screamed, shaking the cave like thunder. Blind with rage, the giant searched for his captives. Odysseus saw the sheep gathered near the cave entrance. He tied his men beneath the animals' bellies. At dawn, the blind Cyclops let the sheep pass outside. One by one, the Greeks escaped unnoticed, but Polyphemus prayed to his father for revenge. From the depths of the ocean rose Poseidon, god of the sea. Rage filled the immortal's eyes like a coming storm. He vowed that Odysseus would suffer for wounding his son. The ocean became a battlefield beneath the Greek ship. Lightning split the sky as waves rose like mountains. The sailors struggled against wind, rain, and fear. Yet Odysseus stood firm, refusing to surrender. Days became months, and months became years at sea. Storm after storm pushed Ithaca farther from reach. But even alone at the bow, Odysseus held on to hope. Driven by fate, the ship wandered across unknown waters. Islands appeared and vanished like dreams in the mist. The gods watched from above, testing mortal courage. The crew grew weary, but their captain would not turn back. Every sunrise promised survival, and every sunset promised danger. At last, a mysterious island appeared beyond the waves. Hidden within the forest stood a palace of strange beauty. Some sailors entered, drawn by music, warmth, and hunger. A beautiful sorceress welcomed them with a generous feast. But Circe's hospitality concealed a deadly trap. A violet spell filled the room as Circe revealed her true power. With magic and wine, the men were transformed into pigs. Only Odysseus remained free to challenge her power. On the forest path, the god Hermes appeared in golden light. He gave Odysseus a sacred herb to protect him from magic. Armed with courage, Odysseus confronted Circe in her palace. Her spell failed, and surprise crossed the sorceress's face. Circe agreed to restore the sailors to human form. The curse was broken, and the crew celebrated their return. Before they left, Circe warned Odysseus of darker dangers ahead. With heavy hearts, the travelers sailed away once more. To find his path, Odysseus sailed toward the land of the dead. Before him opened a terrifying realm of shadows and silence. Ghosts rose from the darkness and gathered around him. An ancient prophet appeared, carrying knowledge of the future. He revealed that home was still possible, but not without pain. Odysseus met the spirits of comrades lost to war and sea. Then his mother's ghost appeared before him. Their reunion broke his heart, but lasted only a moment. Around them, endless souls wandered into the darkness. Odysseus returned to the world of the living, changed forever. Ahead, the ship approached a dangerous rocky coast. Upon the cliffs, the Sirens sang with voices like heaven. The crew sealed their ears with wax to resist the song. Odysseus alone listened, tied tightly to the mast. The Sirens reached out, promising wisdom beyond mortal dreams. But the ship sailed on, and their deadly trap failed. Then from the cliffs emerged Scylla, a monstrous horror. Her 6 heads struck from the shadows, seizing sailors from the deck. Men cried out as they were dragged into the beast's jaws. Nearby, the sea itself opened into the whirlpool Charybdis. The ship was pulled toward the roaring vortex. Every sailor rowed desperately, fighting for one more breath. By courage and fortune, they escaped the deadly passage, but the gods were not finished testing them. Savage winds drove the ship across empty seas. Black clouds swallowed the stars above them. Waves crashed like walls, breaking hope again and again. Poseidon's wrath followed Odysseus wherever he sailed. Hunger, fear, and exhaustion haunted the crew. Still, Odysseus endured because Ithaca lived in his heart. Eventually, Odysseus reached the beautiful island of Ogygia. There lived Calypso, an immortal nymph of breathtaking grace. She offered comfort, luxury, and even eternal life. But Odysseus gazed across the sea, longing for home. 7 years slipped away like waves fading into sand. At last, Athena pleaded with Zeus to release the suffering hero. Reluctantly, Calypso let Odysseus go. With his own hands, he built a raft for the final voyage, but Poseidon attacked again, shattering the raft in a storm. Alone in the waves, Odysseus clung to life and refused to die. At last, through the morning light, the shore of Ithaca appeared. After 20 years, Odysseus knelt upon his homeland's sand. Disguised as a beggar, he entered his kingdom unseen. Inside his palace, arrogant suitors feasted and mocked his name. Hidden beneath rags, the king prepared his revenge. Then Odysseus cast aside his disguise and revealed himself. He took up the legendary bow that only he could string. The palace erupted in battle as the suitors faced their reckoning. At last, Odysseus and Penelope were reunited. As sunrise touched Ithaca, the long-suffering hero was finally home. The Odyssey teaches that home, family, and loyalty are worth fighting for, even when the journey is long and full of challenges. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this.